Man, I need some content today. Nice. Man, oh man, you didn't learn a thing, did you, DeAndre? DeAndre, you trying to be famous for all the wrong reasons. For a person so young, you got a lot of controversy around you. Today, we have another thing you decided to introduce to your Soulja watch site, and that is the Soulja game handheld. Again! It's coming to you fellow Soulja enthusiasts at a low price of $99, and that's a discount! Well, the king of drop shipping and stolen IPs, artwork, and patents is at it again with his new handheld console called the Soulja game handheld. Again, if it looks familiar, it should, because this is an exact duplicate mold of the PS Vita. Funny enough, the features on the handheld that required a touchscreen to work don't actually work because it's not a touchscreen. That's interesting. But it's Chinese-made copyright infringing garbage, so what does he care? This episode might be a little less hand-holding than the last as we progress through this particular story. Alright, so as I look deeper into the system, I found that it was being sold on Alibaba, eBay, Amazon for a fraction of the price, listed at around $30. But other than stealing and remarketing a handheld device that has a patent on the design by Sony, of course, you know it gets better. In the last episode of this particular subject, I made a little mention about stealing patents and how much damage it could cause, but I also mentioned the huge legalities of selling pirated ROMs. Now then, looking at this, it doesn't say exactly what is on the system, just that it plays games. No, literally, look, it just says it plays games. That's all it does. It says it plays games. But we can't hold him 100% accountable for something he copied off of Alibaba and pasted on his own website. Why would we do that? He even went as far as to actually copy each image and just post it on his website too. He's so distant from anything that he's doing on this website, he could give a what he's selling on there. It could be gold dog turds and he doesn't give as long as it's being sold and making him money. But me, of course, being the inquisitive sort, started perusing through the internet to see what we can find about what is actually on the system. That's where my mind is. I want to know what the games are. And thankfully, since the system is about 2 years old, I found a video reviewing the system, and it's telling. Also, I want to put this out here. Huge shout out to Retro Rob for reviewing this 2 years ago in November. Rob in the video demonstrates that it has an MP3 player, calculator, you know, all that jazz you expect to get from a PDA Palm Pilot from the early 2000s. Then he gets into my favorite part, and that's the games. On the initial screen alone, I can see immediately a few games that belong to Nintendo, and last I remember, you can't be pushing any Nintendo product right now, Mr. Way, especially after that cease and desist letter they gifted your website. But of course, since we don't think with our brains and feel flexing is the only way to accomplish anything, I bet you didn't even know that the games were on the system either. Well, let me tell you that just by the front page alone, you're definitely looking at some more fines. And at this point in time, I'm almost going to be guaranteeing jail time, since this is now blatant copyright infringement for the 5th time. This has gone beyond a mistake. This has gone beyond a mistake. Mistakes happen once, and you learn from them. But this is the 5th time. You're intentionally doing this. So no jury's going to be on your side. No judge is going to be on your side. You're screwed right here. But now this time, there's going to be a larger whirlwind heading your way, since you decided it would be a good idea to step on Sony's yard. Sony, much like Nintendo, are ridiculously protective of their IPs. And not only did you steal the design from the PS Vita, but you also have Crash Bandicoot on the loading screen of the system. Are you insane or just plain stupid? And that's just the title screen. It gets even better when you go into the system and look at the built-in games, and from what I can see is a cornucopia of GBA games. That's hundreds of individual files, and if you remember from my last video, located in that eye above or in the description below, that according to the copyright law, each individual file could hold a fine up to $150,000 again each. Soulja Boy, Devon, you're an idiot. Let's just put it out there. You deserve what is coming to you next. You strive to remain relevant and famous, but the only thing you're about to be famous for is having one of the largest lawsuits privately performed in 2019. Enjoy that Bentley while you still have it. Nintendo needed a paperweight. I have no sympathy for you. You've done this to yourself too many times, and it's time you learned the lesson you desperately need. Without the proper punishment here, I believe you will keep making the same mistakes over and over again. You're a fool. You're a perpetual liar. You're a thief. And there's enough evidence out there to prove it. And don't think for a moment I didn't see that little hack that happened a couple days ago. That was somebody you knew that you took advantage of and called you out on it. For about 30 minutes to an hour, he gave you a little taste of your own medicine. He called you out on everything. You're a child trapped in a crestfallen man's body. Your fall from grace happened a while ago, but I wonder how much farther you need to fall to get any form of common sense knocked into that thick skull of yours. Try not to drop the soap in the future. I've been Frosted Fricks, and that's another follow-up for our good friend Mr. Way. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. You guys have been great. You guys have been awesome, and as usual, as always, my friends, stay frosty and keep moving forward. Also, don't commit copyright infringement. It's a bitch.